50 years ago, Resham left her village in Punjab to join her husband in the UK and later the USA, where they founded Raja's Sweets, the first Indian eatery in Hillcroft, Houston, now a hub of Desi culture. A symbol of courage and positivity, Resham has kept the business thriving despite challenges. Meet Resham and Sharan to hear their incredible story.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to Raja Sweets. Come on
Thank
in.
you so much.
So lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
Of course.
So today's story is a little different. It's about an extraordinary story about an iron lady, and we are very fortunate to have with us Ms. Resham Sharan. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for meeting us today. And we are at Raja Sweets. This is your legacy. But I'd like to start a little bit from your childhood. Where were you born? And when did you come to US? So please, अपने बारे में थोड़ा बताएं.
Okay, I was born in a very small village, district Hoshiarpur. Village name is Swanpur. So,
And when was that?
that's
year?
1951.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
November 15.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then you studied there?
Yes, I study high school.
Okay.
Yeah. Then after high school, I have a 6-month course for the sewing machine,
Okay.
like clothes.
Okay. Excellent.
Then after that, I get married.
Okay.
My husband came from the England.
Okay. How old
so-
were you when you got married?
20 year.
20.
Yeah,
Okay.
20 year.
Okay.
Yeah. Then
You went to UK.
yeah, went to UK.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
1971.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So then my daughter born Kiran Gohunia, 1972. Yeah. So she is by the birth maybe lack of oxygen, doctor said. Then she is a little behind for not normal child, but she walk with the walker.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my elder child. Then after, we are so upset because I got a death. Then after 1-2 years, she had a 1 or 2 surgery when she's small. Then we decide the other child. So then I have a other child. After 7 years, my first daughter. After 7 years, my son born, Roger Gohonia. Yeah. Then the youngest one, Sharan Gohonia.
Okay.
She
So
is
you have
with
3.
three children.
Okay.
Yeah. Then
And your youngest one is now working with you.
yeah, she working all time. My son doing what he live in Aston right now, but he doing help when I need it for the medical, any other emergency.
Right.
But Sharon is always with me here.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
And then when did you come to US?
USA we came 1981.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
Sharon is only 1 year old when we came here.
Okay.
So my husband doing first job in the Burger King. No, he brought actually Cleveland, Ohio, one restaurant.
Okay.
But by the restaurant we have immigration to come in the United States.
I see.
So then there is too cold. My husband don't like it there.
In Cleveland.
Too much snow that time.
Right.
So he moved in Houston.
Right.
So he worked first here, Burger King manager. Then after 4 years, I start work for the night time in the Dunkin' Donut shop.
Okay.
Yeah, when my children were small.
Right.
So then we make some money to make buy this business. Yeah. So we buy the business 1986.
All right.
Raja Sweet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So since we bought it here, so we did very hard work. 13 years, I never have any vacation like 7 days
Day
week.
off.
No off at all. 7 days I work here. Yeah. Then God help us, is very successful, my business now.
Right. 38
So-
years.
Yeah, 38 years now. Then after, now is 22 years ago, my husband passed away. So he got cancer.
Okay.
So my business is good. He got a wish, I have to keep the open, my business.
Right. You took over.
Yeah, I took over, yeah.
And
So,
the children were young.
yeah, children was young. Yeah, Sharan is only maybe, she was studying in college. My son also that time in college. And he work also. He work, after he study, he work in Enron company and one or two other good company. So after that, then my two brothers help us in the kitchen from the long time. Since we opened, my other Omkar Singh, my brother, he came after 1 year when we opened. So he worked with us.
You out.
Yeah, and my other brother younger, he came after 6-7 years. He worked with us still now.
Okay.
So they manage it all in the kitchen. So
support you.
my both sister-in-laws work here with us on the front.
Okay,
So
nice.
this is some kind of family business, Yeah.
Right.
So
But the whole menu and the recipes, it's yours? Or
no, I got only recipe vegetable curry, pakora curry.
Okay.
All other recipe is we bring a one chef from England first. Yeah, he got mostly the same recipe we keeping. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is the first Indian sweet shop.
Yeah, first Indian
In
sweet
Houston.
shop. Yeah, there is no sweet shop. So we came from England. That's why we know the lot of demand for Indian people. So
Right.
only grocery store, they selling that time 38 years before $6 a pound laddu and very old.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Then
Stale.
my husband think we have to open the shop. Yeah.
To offer fresh mithai.
fresh mithai. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So we don't have many items, but what we make it is very fresh.
Right. So it
So-
was this size from the beginning?
No, we have a first half.
Okay,
After
only
4
half
years,
the
we
size.
make it bigger because too busy.
Right.
Yeah.
It expanded.
Yeah. Then England also we have a one English restaurant.
Okay.
Because we take away, we make a American or English food.
Okay.
Like Boston market, this
Right.
kind of
Okay.
cooking. Yeah, that's we done 5 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Then we sold when my husband decided to come here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your responsibility, like running the kitchen, the team?
Not right now or when I
Before, in the
opened.
beginning.
No, I was only on the front work.
Okay.
Yeah, only front with other girls.
With the clients and-
Yeah, with the clients and serve, all
Right.
the.
Okay.
So kitchen always my husband
Looked after
managed
it, okay.
before, and now my two brothers they
All
looking. Yeah, they manage.
And you have quite big operations, I believe.
Yeah.
You're also
Yeah.
sending it to other states.
Yeah, when we order, many people still here for the bedding. Many states we send us material,
Right,
like
right.
Florida, many kind.
But to other stores also you're supplying?
Not many store, no.
Okay.
Before we do like Sheikh Chili, one restaurant, one or two more.
Okay.
Still now sometimes grocery store buy, but not lot.
Okay.
Only a bit. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
So
and this Nimco and everything, it's
we make our own. Yeah, fresh every week.
in your
yeah,
workshop.
yeah. We make everything. We make our own.
Right.
Many people said you have to buy from us, so we don't want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have now Resham's youngest daughter, Sharan, who's her prodigy and successor.
Her right hand.
Yes. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, and it's such a pleasure to see both of you in one frame. And you're the storyteller.
Yes.
So I'd like to hear a bit more about your mother from you. I know you've seen her, as long as you can remember, you've seen her working, you've seen her at it, and but how do you see it? What inspired you? Also tell me about what you studied, and then at what age did you decide that you're going to join your parents?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, this place opened when I was 6 years old. So I've been running around since then, and I mean, by the time I was 12, I knew how to do almost everything. By the time I was 18, I was running the show by myself. That's when they were able to travel, to London a couple of times because I was able to handle stuff. And then at 19 years old, I started working for an airline, United Airlines. Well,
Okay.
It was Continental Airlines at the time.
So you left them.
Well, yeah, but no, I always had one foot at the airport, one foot here.
Okay.
So I always did like a few days there, a few days here. So I for the last almost, 40 years, I've been literally one foot here, one foot at the airline. And I started there when I was 19. I'm in my 40s now, still there. And but I've been helping on and off here, more so in the last 5 years. I got divorced about 5 years ago and moved in with my mom afterwards. And since then, I feel like I've been helping a lot more because I'm closer. I mean,
you're a single
when I was
parent?
married, I was in Cyprus, which is about 20 miles, and just coming down every day wasn't ideal. But now it is, and yeah. So, but I've
And
been.
you have your own little girl now?
Yes, I have my own 11-year-old. So
She's into
first
the
generation,
business?
second, third. She's not into it like I was. My mom's a lot nicer to her. She's like, oh no, let her be. Whereas me, I was like doing everything at such a
Right,
young age.
right.
But she'll learn. She's very, very smart, very
Very
intelligent.
smart, yeah.
So she, but she tells people I own a restaurant. So
Okay.
it's funny. So
Yeah.
I know she definitely has some interest. But
Right.
yeah, I've just been watching my parents. This is their American dream unfold. Worked very hard, and been through a lot of adversity, and I think that's where I get my strength from, But yeah, they, I don't know how much she's told you, but they owned a restaurant in the 70s in London.
Yeah,
And it was like a
she was
takeaway
telling us.
restaurant where they had like rotisserie chicken and mince pie, and they sold stuff like that. And it was just, my mom was the cooking and serving and everything. She was a one-man show there. And then, the weather wasn't that great. And, my dad had a few, he basically had it with London. He was like, I need to move out of here. So left London, and my dad went to Cleveland first. So we landed in Houston. And he knew a couple people here, but the first few years were very hard. We lived in a one-bedroom apartment, 5 people in one-bedroom apartment. She worked at night, he worked during the day. Mind you, they had 3 kids, one's a special needs, and it was very rough. I would say the first 5 years we had no birthdays. They did their best with what they could, but it was very challenging, because just hard times, right? They're on fast food salary, which wasn't a lot.
Right.
But whatever they had, they put into savings and they put it towards a restaurant. So then my dad decided, you know what, we need an Indian community in Houston. And we need something where everybody can feel like, they're at home when they come. And we realized that there were no sweet shops,
Right.
at the time. Nobody making sweets from scratch. So then they decided, that's what we're going to do. And they were one of the first Indian restaurants, establishments to open on Hillcroft. And we did it with the next door neighbors that owned the sari shop and the jewelry shop. And we're like, let's just make it, where you have at least 3 businesses. Eventually, more people are going to come. And sure enough, now we have like 300 in this area,
Right.
Indian and Pakistani businesses.
Yeah.
So they call my dad the founding father of Hillcroft because he really, he was his vision. And now the city of Houston, the mayor, they dubbed it the Mahatma Gandhi district.
Oh.
So which is really nice. Yeah, it's a staple in Houston,
Right.
And my parents have worked really, really hard. This lady is like the epitome of a superwoman.
Right,
I look at her and I'm like, I don't know how she did it,
Yeah.
And then of course, my dad mostly, but he set this place up, and then his dream was ultimately to franchise this place, have one in San Antonio, Austin, Dallas. So he sent a lot of money back home. My dad was a party of 13. There were 13 kids. A couple died on the way, and then I think it was like 11. He had like so many siblings. So he would work hard here, but he would send money home. He got everybody married, all of his sisters married, brothers, everybody. My dad was a little disappointed because he's like, I supported these people and brought them here and did everything I needed to do, and everybody wanted to do their own thing, essentially. And that's what happened. So we never got to franchise. Like, you know, his dream was initially to franchise.
Right.
And, you know, people always tell us franchise now, you could barely keep up with this place, you know?
Yeah.
When you have a restaurant, you make everything from scratch. All the snacks too, like the save, namak pare, everything is made here from scratch, you know? We don't get anything sent to us. So because of that, it's hard to, like, you know, franchise because
Right.
it's just a lot of blood, sweat, and tears just in this one place, you know?
And there's a lot of variety.
Yes. And this, you know,
product
and the
line is
quality, you know, the quality you get. My mom's like, I don't want to, like,
Compromise.
the quality by opening more places, you know, for money, because it's, you know, we're
Yeah.
at the end of the day, she's like content with what she has. It's just giving the best of what she has. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without compromising quality or, you know, the name of the business or anything. Because, you know, the reputation, exactly. Because it's a staple in Houston. I mean, we have the same customers for the last 40 years.
Right.
And it's because of the quality and the service we provide, you know. So we used to do catering too, catering for 200-300 people. We used to do like festivals, a lot of festivals, and we don't do any of that
Weddings.
anymore. Weddings, yeah. We always have a game plan at the end, you know,
Right,
like
right.
when is going to be the end. But
Yeah.
but for now, you know, we're thriving. It's, you know, it's a successful business, and
Right.
we're grateful because, like I said, we've had regulars for the last 40 years. But my dad passed away in 2002 of pancreatic cancer.
Right.
And so after that, my mom overnight had to just, you know, she didn't learn to drive until he passed away. She learned how to
Yeah.
drive at the age of 58.
Or 50, 52.
52, sorry. He passed
Wow.
away. He was 58.
Mm.
At 52, she learned how to drive.
Okay.
And the first day she drove, she got into an accident, and it didn't stop her. She was like, okay, it is what it is. I'm going to keep going, you know? So she's just, every year, just having to put one foot in front of the other, you know? And then, you know, and I shared my brother, you know, had addiction problem.
Oh.
She sought help for him, and, you know, he's 7 years sober now. He does sober conferences around the United States.
Wow.
So he helps a lot of other people. I got divorced, and, you know, she was there for me and welcomed me back with open, you know, hands. So every year I feel like she faced something new, you know,
Right.
and
So
another.
I know the shop is there.
Another
I mean, from
obstacle.
a distance,
Yeah.
it looks like it's thriving, but you know,
You never know what
behind
cost.
the
You never
Yeah,
know what
very
cost.
hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to overcome these personal
Yeah,
hurdles, and then the show must go on, right?
Yeah.
And
But
so-
I believe so much God, you know, I
Yeah.
pray always.
and
that
she
is-
listens,
Everything is acceptable.
right?
That's her
Yeah,
strength.
yeah, that's
finds
my
it in
thought.
God,
If
and,
it's God doing, is everything good.
So you don't have the control over the events.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
you do have
Yeah.
control over is your
Yeah,
Your belief.
response.
Belief, yeah,
Your belief
yeah.
and your response.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and your positivity, right?
yes.
So she continues to inspire you.
Oh
in
yeah,
your
for
personal
sure.
life.
And then, you know, after that, after my brother, me, and then obviously my sister, I have a special needs sister. About 3-4 years ago, we found out she has lymphoma, and we dealt with that. She had lymphoma of the lymph nodes right under the arm. And then, you know, last year she was acting a little strange, and something in my gut told me it just has to be, you know, cognitive. And we ended up in the ER. Long story short, we found out she had a brain tumor the size of a lemon in her head, like a large lemon, and it was a ticking time bomb in her head. And you know, long story short, there's 2 types of brain tumors, one that's curable, one that's not. Luckily, she had the curable kind. It was the lymphoma, basically, that traveled up to the brain, which is very rare, but she lives a highly stressful life. So I think because of that, you know, because most of the time they say lymphoma travels up to like the kidneys or the heart or, you know, one of the other organs, but for her it went up to the brain, and we were in the hospital for a really long time, you know, last year, on and off, getting chemotherapy. We found, you know, we're in the best medical in Houston, you know, Houston, Texas, and we're like,
Yes.
this is the hub for the medical center. So we were in great hands, and we got, you know, really good, you know, doctor. And so now she, the brain tumor is the size of a small seed. It's still there, so she's still getting chemotherapy to this day. And she takes it in pill form at the home. We're not at the hospital anymore, thankfully, because that was even harder, you know, trying to
Yeah.
her at the hospital. I'm managing my special needs sister, the restaurant, the airline, my daughter. So it's like all of a sudden I had my hands full, you know.
Right.
So it was a lot. It was a very challenging year, you know. You know, my mom always says our story is written, you know,
Yes.
and you just have to live it, you know, and nobody knows what's
Give
going to
it your
happen, and
best.
just
Yeah.
enjoy it. Yeah. a couple months after she was out of the hospital, she started coming back here, driving again.
Yeah.
Being independent, because that was her thing. Like, she wants to be as independent as possible, not to burden us.
Yeah.
You know, and started driving, and she comes back. Now she's at the restaurant almost every day.
Right.
And we asked the doctor if that's okay. He's like, yeah, you know, she's back in her happy place, because this is all she's known, you know.
Right.
My mom's worked her entire life, so. But now we're like, you need to start. Every year we started sending her to India, and then after COVID, she hasn't gone.
Right.
But every year we're like, you have to go take a nice trip. So I try to travel with her once a year, me or my brother, and then we try to take one family vacation a year, you know. So, because I'm like, you have to enjoy. That's the thing about that generation, you know, coming from India and building the American dream. They didn't really enjoy life. Versus me, I got a job at an airline
Traveled
at
the
19.
world.
I traveled the world. I traveled half the world already.
Right.
And the other half I'm going to travel as well, you know. So, you know, one thing I learned, especially after my dad passed away, he died of pancreatic cancer at 58. We lost him within 6 months of his diagnosis. Is that you really have to enjoy life, because life goes fast. And you know, my dad worked so hard. He never got to enjoy,
Yeah.
you know, and he was aching to go to India. And, you know, the only time he got to go back to India was when we took his ashes, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like the lesson in that is you just have to sometimes stop and enjoy, you know. And that's why I'm like, you know, my mom always teases me that I don't work enough, but I try to balance my life out. I need 1 or 2 days for myself, and because I'm a single mom, and I have to give that time to my daughter. And then I have to, you know, I work at the airline, and then I work here, and it's just, you know, it's a lot easier than what they did, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like you want to make it easier for the next generation, and they did. They made it a lot easier for me, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for that.
So Resham, what's your motivation? What's your what's next?
That's why I just want to, you know, tell them, work hard, you know, enjoy. So if you work hard, God give us everything, you know.
Yeah.
So you have savory food
Oh yeah,
also?
we have savory food too. That's what a lot of
Street
people don't
food.
know. Yeah, street food. Yeah, Punjabi food. So
Punjabi.
like chole bhature,
Chole
butter
bhature,
chicken,
very
naan,
very famous in Punjab.
goat curry and rice.
And saag paneer is very famous.
Right.
Makai di roti, we don't make
Makke
it.
roti?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have here?
We don't make
No,
that.
we don't
but-
make it.
Yeah, that's another thing we just.
Because nobody make it
We do have
good
lassi
like
though.
You have
that.
lassi.
Lassi, but we have naan,
lassi
saag
is
paneer.
very, yeah,
Very
But
good.
basically
Yeah.
North Indian food.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I know the Indian community enjoys your food. Of course, they're regulars. But
Yeah.
I also see a lot of locals, a lot of
Yeah, we have a lot of American clientele, Hispanics. I mean,
You
they
know,
love
we
spicy
have
food.
some customers, you know, Kirothi come karda si Carmex te.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
eat every day here.
Yeah, every day that we open.
Every day. He like
ate
it.
Like he was a regular customer
Regular
for
customer.
365 days
Oh.
a year.
But he eat every day. Sometimes 1 or 2 days we eat. We want to food different.
Right,
But
right.
he like here,
He doesn't
he
want
eat
to
every day.
try
He was on the news too for the restaurant.
Okay.
Many times he in the
Yeah.
news.
He just loves
Yeah.
it. The food is authentic, you know, and that's
Yeah.
the thing that sets us apart from other Indian restaurants is that we don't westernize the food.
Because
You
we
know, a lot
don't
of
use
Indians-
any cream or only in the
You go
butter
to a
chicken.
lot of other
Yeah.
restaurants and
Yeah.
westernize it. They add cream and
Cream,
preservatives
too much,
and so on and so on. We wanted to keep it authentic. You know, how would you eat it in India?
Yeah.
So that is like our food. It's like basically home food.
Home food,
You know,
yeah,
the
yeah,
chawal, it's
yeah.
a food that people had in Pakistan or they had in India.
Right.
It reminds them of their mom's food.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's its home cooked food.
Right.
And but yeah, we have sweets and food, so
Right.
savory and sweet.
Excellent.
And then we make snacks as well. And all of our snacks, like I said, are made here, packaged here.
Okay.
So yeah.
Resham, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
meeting us today. You know, you're really an inspiration for women, for female entrepreneurs, and for, I would say, women in general. The positivity, the strength that you have.
Thank you for you coming here.